Why ignoring her is the most powerful Stoic response. When she pulls away, tests your patience, or plays games, your first instinct might be to chase, argue, or prove your worth. But what if the most powerful move was no move at all? Ignoring her, calmly, deliberately, without bitterness, is not weakness, but strength. It flips the dynamic completely. Attention is power, and when you stop giving it away freely, you reclaim control. This is the essence of Stoic mastery, refusing to be ruled by impulses or external validation. Ignoring her isn't silence, it's a statement that your peace, dignity, and self-respect are non-negotiable. In the modern world of dating and attraction, emotions often run high, and the ability to maintain composure can be the deciding factor between success and failure in relationships. The Stoic philosophy, developed in ancient Greece and Rome, provides timeless wisdom for maintaining this sense of control. When it comes to navigating the complexities of attraction, attention, and emotional games, ignoring, done with purpose and discipline, emerges as one of the most powerful Stoic responses. To truly understand why ignoring her can be so effective, we need to look not simply at ignoring as indifference or cruelty, but as a deliberate act of self-control, boundary setting, and emotional mastery. At its heart, Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions but about aligning them with reason and virtue. An intentional act of ignoring becomes a conscious strategy to prioritize inner strength rather than being pulled into cycles of validation-seeking or reactive behavior. This essay will explore the idea from multiple angles: the Stoic foundation of detachment, why attention is a form of currency, the psychology of attraction, modern dating dynamics, examples from Stoic philosophy, and practical strategies for embodying this principle. Stoic foundation, control and detachment. The Stoics taught that we must discern between things within our control and things beyond it. Epictetus famously framed this division as the ultimate key to peace of mind. One's thoughts, judgments, and actions are in one's control, another person's reactions are not. When placed in the context of dating, you cannot control whether she texts you back. You cannot control how she perceives your worth. You cannot control whether she chooses another man. But you can control how you respond. Rather than begging for attention, over-texting, or trying to manipulate outcomes, all behaviors rooted in insecurity, the Stoic man retreats into self-mastery. Ignoring, then, becomes an act of focusing only on what you can control, your own discipline, your allotted attention, and where your emotional energy flows. By withdrawing attention, you are silently affirming, "I am not a slave to external validation, I direct my own actions." In this way, ignoring is not about punishing her, it is about protecting yourself. It is a shield, not a sword. Attention as the new currency. In our digital era, attention has become the most valuable commodity. Likes, comments, and texts are little tokens of validation that both men and women subconsciously chase. When you direct endless attention toward a woman, constantly texting her, always being available, or showering her with compliments, you are spending your currency carelessly. Scarcity breeds value. Just like gold gains its worth by being scarce, your attention only holds power if you do not give it away cheaply. Ignoring, when chosen consciously, is the way a Stoic man reasserts the value of his attention. If you ignore trivial provocations, you show discipline. If you ignore manipulative tests, you show independence. If you ignore negative behavior, you communicate self-respect. Women instinctively know the value of male attention, and the man who gives it away too freely diminishes not only his worth but her respect for him. By choosing to withdraw, you reinforce scarcity, which paradoxically increases value. The psychology of attraction. Attraction is not logical, it is emotional. And emotions are often influenced more by absence than by presence. A Stoic man who ignores does not stoke attraction by neediness but by putting space between himself and her expectations. Psychological dynamics come into play here. The scarcity effect: people are more drawn to what they think they cannot easily get. The chase principle: if you are always available, she has nothing to pursue. Ignoring creates a vacuum, and nature abhors a vacuum. The challenge factor: women are instinctively attracted to men who are not easily impressed. Ignoring signals that you are not conquered by mere beauty. From a Stoic standpoint, this is not about playing hard to get as a cheap tactic. Rather, it is about embodying inner serenity to the point that you genuinely do not place excessive importance on anyone's opinion of you. Your worth is anchored internally. Modern dating and emotional games. Modern dating is rife with games, delayed replies, breadcrumbing, attention-seeking posts, and tests. From a reactive man's perspective, these tactics trigger feelings of frustration, insecurity, or even desperation. But for a Stoic, these are opportunities to practice discipline. When she withholds attention or tries to provoke a reaction, the powerful Stoic response is ignoring. Why? Because to react emotionally gives power away. Because arguments or chasing signal attachment to external control. Because ignoring preserves your composure and silently communicates strength. In a world where many men scramble for approval, ignoring becomes a statement of rarity, sovereignty, and control. Historical Stoic examples. Although ancient Stoics did not directly write about dating, their principles apply. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that the universe is vast, and the opinions of others matter little in comparison to the ultimate project of perfecting one's soul. Seneca advised withdrawing from needless drama and emotional entanglement. Epictetus emphasized being unmoved by insult or indifference from others. To ignore her, whether it is ignoring an insult, a test, or manipulative silence, is to walk the path these philosophers laid out: choose reason over impulse, sovereignty over slavery. When ignoring becomes power, it is not enough to merely not text back. For ignoring to be powerful in the Stoic sense, it has to be accompanied by an internal anchoring in virtue and self-respect. Otherwise, it looks like sulking or passive aggression, which women can easily detect. The difference lies in intention. Weak ignoring, he doesn't reply because he's afraid or lacks options. Strong ignoring, he doesn't reply because he is centered, patient, and chooses not to engage. The first reeks of insecurity. The second radiates composure. She can sense the difference. Real ignoring is characterized by calmness, not spite. Purpose, not neglect. Self-mastery, not fear. Practical applications in dating. How does one actually implement this principle? Do not react to emotional tests. If she tries to provoke jealousy or teases, relax and ignore the bait. Your silence communicates you are unfazed. Respect your boundaries. If she crosses a line, stop feeding attention into the situation rather than arguing endlessly. Ignoring becomes a form of boundary setting. Be scarce with communication. Avoid spamming messages. If she doesn't reply, move forward instead of chasing. Stoicism is about letting go of what you cannot control. Focus attention elsewhere. Ignoring her should not be passive waiting but active redirection, investing your energy into growth, purpose, and self-improvement. Maintain presence in person. Healthy ignoring is not dismissiveness when together. When you are with her, be attentive. When apart, be calm and detached. Why ignoring creates respect. Respect is the foundation of attraction. When a man constantly bends himself to seek her validation, she cannot respect him, because he has made her the center of his emotional life. Ignoring demonstrates resilience and independence, qualities universally admired. By ignoring her provocations, you show you are not controlled by impulses. By ignoring her disrespect, you demonstrate that your self-worth is intact. By ignoring endless attention games, you rise above the petty. This earns respect, and often attraction follows respect. Common misunderstandings. It is important to clarify what ignoring is not. It is not cruelty. Stoicism does not promote intentional harm. It is not manipulation. You are not ignoring to get her back, but to strengthen yourself. It is not cowardice. Retreating into silence because of fear is opposite to Stoicism. Real Stoic ignoring is about radical self-respect, not emotional games. It is a declaration that your peace of mind cannot be disrupted by external instability. Living stoically beyond dating. Finally, ignoring her is not just about winning attraction. The larger Stoic lesson is that all external things, be it insults, delays, or societal judgments, contain no inherent power over you. The power lies in your response. In business, ignoring criticism allows focus. In friendships, ignoring pettiness preserves harmony. In life, ignoring distractions fosters clarity. The principle extends well beyond romance. When Stoicism is embodied deeply, ignoring ceases to be a conscious tactic and becomes your natural default. You simply do not respond to anything beneath your dignity. Conclusion. Ignoring her as the most powerful Stoic response is not about games but about philosophy. It is about recognizing that your attention is your ultimate resource, that inner strength matters more than fleeting emotional responses, and that control of the self is superior to control of others. The man who can ignore with calm assurance radiates value because he has mastered himself. He does not need approval, he does not crave constant reassurance, and he does not lose himself in games. His silence is not weakness, it is sovereignty. In the storm of dating dynamics and emotional interplay, the Stoic man stands as an immovable mountain. He ignores not out of apathy, but as a demonstration of power, the power to choose serenity, the power to withhold attention, and above all, the power to remain free.